Oh my god, another F.
I don't even remember taking this test.
The first way to use the preterite is to express that an action began or ended. So for an example, Teresa trabajó. Teresa worked with the ed ending means it happened in the past. Okay, the second reason to use the preterite is with specific time in the past, such as ayer, anoche, or el año pasado. For example, ayer Miguel trabajó. That means yesterday, right here, Miguel worked.
Okay.
The third reason you use the preterite is with a specific amount of time indicated. So, for example, tuvo 3 horas para hacerlo. He had 3 hours to do it.
Okay, alright.
Okay, the fourth way to use the preterite is with a move to action. So this is an example of decidió salir. He decided to leave. Reason number 5 to use the preterite is when something happened while something else was going on. For example, ella estudiaba in the imperfect cuando yo la llamé in the preterite. So she was studying when I called her.
What? Yeah.
A sixth way to use the preterite is to begin or finish actions with such expressions as de repente, which means suddenly, enseguida, at once, al fin, finally, inmediatamente, immediately, pronto, soon, etc. So for example, de repente Pablo salió. Suddenly Pablo left. Who would like to come up and demonstrate number 7? Macy? I bet. And what is this an example of?
When a series of actions occur.
Correct.
Yes!
Caitlin, would you like to come up and demonstrate number 8?
Not really.
Do it anyway.
Okay.
And what is this demonstrating?
With saber to mean found out.
There's just one little error. Conjugated this wrong. Very common. This B is supposed to be a P, even though it is saber. You still change it to supo. Lastly, when to use the preterite, you use it with querer to mean tried to. Although querer is usually to want, in this instance you use it as he tried to. So quiso leer means he tried to read. These are the preterite endings. AR verbs are E with an accent, aste, O with an accent, amos, and aron. For ER and IR verbs, there is I with an accent, iste, EO with an accent on the O, emos, and earon. Irregulars for the preterite include car, gar, and zar verbs, I to Y verbs, UJI verbs, radical change verbs, dar and ver, and ser and ear.
Use of the preterite. What happened in the past or a completed action in the past. Number 1, to express that an action began or ended. Number 2, with specific time in the past such as ayer, anoche, and el año pasado. Number 3, with a specific amount of time indicated. Number 4, with a move to action. Number 5, when something happened while something else was happening. Number 6, to begin or finish actions with expressions such as de repente, etc. Number 7, with a series of actions that occur in quick succession. Number 8, with saber, to mean found out. And with number 9, with caer, to mean tried to.
These are the imperfect endings. For AR verbs, it is aba, abas, aba, abamos, and aban. For ER and IR verbs, it's ia, ias, ia, iamos, and ion.
There are 3 imperfect irregulars, ser, ir, and ver. You conjugate ser in era, eras, era, eremos, and eron. In ir, iba, ibas, iba, ibamos, iban. In ver, vea, veas, vea, veamos, and vean.
Use of the imperfect. Background information, a customary or repeated action or state in the past. 1 with the seasons, 2 with the weather, 3 with the time of day, 4 with age, 5 with was or used to, an ongoing action in the past, 6 with a star using a progressive tense, 7 with a star to express or describe a condition, location, or emotion, 8 with ser to describe and identify, 9 with mental activity, saber and pensar, 10 with a verb of volition, querer, 11 with such words as siempre and todos los días or cada día to indicate habitual action in the past, or 12 with tener, gustar, and haber to describe a condition.
The construction of the present progressive is the present form of a star plus the verb ending of ando or iendo. The term present progressive is a fancy way of describing the verb tense that emphasizes that an action is currently taking place as we speak. It is characterized by the verb to be, followed by a second verb that ends with ing, the present participle. For example, I am studying or you are running. In Spanish, the present progressive is constructed in a similar way. Use the to be verb, a star, instead of ending the present participle with ing, however, you'll end it with ando or iendo.
Formation of the present progressive. First, you conjugate a star in the present. Then you add your AR or ER or IR verb endings. For AR verbs, ando, example, comprando. For example, ER/IR verbs, yendo, example, escribiendo or comiendo.
Progressive irregulars. E to I, venir changes to viniendo, sentir changes to sintiendo, decir changes to diciendo. O to U, dormir changes to durmiendo, and morir changes to muriendo.
Past progressive. Let's say that you want to talk about what you were doing in the past. Use the exact same format that you learned, except substitute an imperfect form of the verb estar for the present tense. For example, I was walking or you were eating. Why use the imperfect rather than the preterite? Because an action that is progressive is also continuous, and continuous actions require the imperfect. Same irregular verbs as the present progressive. Estaba, estabas, estaba, estabamos, estaban, plus the ando or yendo verb ending.
Yes, I finally get it!
What?